You are truly the devil. And I hate you. 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 You can't hurt us. You can't torture us. You can't bother me anymore.
On October 4th, 2006, Ontario police received a call from a terrified 33-year-old woman, Elaine Campione.
911, what is the address to your emergency?
Leo, there. Nothing. Everything is gone. Gone.
In her trembling voice, she reported that her 2 daughters lay dead on her bed with all the jewelry on, and she had no idea who killed them. Upon receiving the information, police rushed to her apartment, recovered the bodies, and started the investigation. The detectives were about to find the horrifying secrets of this mother.
Where do you think your children are now?
I assume my husband has it.
We understand you've been charged with murder. You understand that both the children, Sophia and Serena, are both deceased.
But nothing in this world could have prepared the detectives for what was coming for them. Elaine Campione was living in Barrie, Ontario with her 2 daughters, 3-year-old Serene and 19-month-old Sophia. They'd been living separately from her husband, Leonardo Campione, also known as Leo. Like all relationships, the first phase of Leo and Elaine's relationship was happy and loving, but within no time, things changed. There had been regular conflicts going on between them and much more. Their decision to live separately was mutual. The girls needed their mother, so they stayed with her. Both Serene and Sophia were fair-haired and always cheerful, looking a lot like their mother. Their family of 3 seemed complete. But there was an ongoing custody battle. On October 2nd, 2006, right before the day of the custody hearing, fearing that she might be forced away from her daughters, Elaine decided something horrifying that no sane person would even think about doing. Elaine had tried to overdose on clonazepam pills that were given to her post-hospitalization to treat panic disorders and aid sleep. She then went to sleep with her daughters on the same bed with the hope that she might never wake up again. But she actually did wake up on October 4th, 2006 and called 911. Even though she was alive, her 2 little daughters were dead. As officers entered her home, they noticed a foul smell and the motionless bodies of 2 beautiful girls lying on the bed holding hands. Their bodies were stone cold and their lips had turned purple-blue, which indicated that they'd been dead for hours. Both of them had been wearing night dresses and had jewelry on with 1 photo album beside them. Rosary beads had also been placed with their bodies and little Sophia's hair had been combed. Police also noticed the bath mat marks underneath the tuft, which had fallen on Sophia's little forehead. Elaine immediately doubted that it was her husband's doing, as he wanted to separate her from her daughters. Elaine's suspicion was turning out to be true after all. As detectives dug deeper, they uncovered that Elaine's husband, Leo, was not as great a person as he posed to be. While neighbors described him as a social and kind person, he was someone else behind closed doors. The reason for Elaine and Leo's separation wasn't just verbal arguments. In fact, his wife and even kicked her in the stomach during both of her pregnancies. Between April 2004 and August 2005, 4 charges of assault were pressed against Leo. But it turned out Elaine wasn't his only victim. He even hit his own daughter, Serene, and it was so severe that her upper lip had started bleeding. He was charged for this too, but he still got out on bail with a $10,000 bond. Once Leo was a free man, things got worse for Elaine. Leo allegedly prohibited his wife from talking to her mother. Apparently, he continued to use her in every way possible, and one night, Elaine couldn't take it anymore. In June 2005, she ran away from her home with her daughters and went to a woman's shelter with extreme bruises all over her body. The hospital documented severe bruises and a swollen eye. After this incident, Elaine filed for divorce and demanded full custody of her daughters and permission to move back with her parents in New Brunswick. However, the court didn't allow her to go to New Brunswick, as Leo was still allowed to meet his daughters under supervision and her parental home was far away from Ontario. Because of the meetings, Elaine's request was declined to move back with her parents. Meanwhile, Leo had started living with his parents by this time at Woodbridge, which was just half an hour drive from Barrie. While Leo stayed with his parents, Elaine was forced to begin her new life in Ontario itself. Although she wasn't really happy being in Ontario, she pulled herself together and dedicated her life to her two angels.
What are you saying, Sophia? What do you want? Please? Hey, Serena? Who loves you?
Mommy.
Who loves you the most? That much? Oh, I think I love you more than that.
While she took care of her daughters, she continuously doubted her husband that he might harm her daughters or take them away from her. However, this wasn't the only thing that worried Elaine, as she also doubted that her husband was sending people to follow her. She also feared that he could take her daughters away from her with the power of his money, but was that actually the case? Appearances are often deceiving, and it seemed to be the same case with Elaine. Eventually, detectives uncovered some shocking things about Elaine. After going through a bad relationship, her mental health was not fine. She was receiving mental therapy, which meant she was actually suffering from some mental disorders. She had severe OCD. It was also revealed that when she filed for divorce, her mother, Faye Goodine, came to stay with her, and she reported her daughter's fears of being followed by someone were actually delusions. Elaine was slowly but surely slipping away. She tried to follow routes by only making right-hand turns while driving and never parked behind any black cars. She refrained her daughters from touching anything red as it represented blood, and she thought that something bad could happen to her daughters. She even claimed that she could see aliens. When investigators researched more about Elaine, story after story started piling up. Shortly after filing for divorce, she suddenly appeared at her in-laws' home with her daughters. Her father-in-law, Diego, alleged that Elaine was barely making any sense at that time, and the girls were malnourished. One of them even had diaper rashes. Then her in-law suggested she should seek mental help, and Elaine admitted herself to the psychiatric ward of the Royal Victoria Hospital. She knew she needed help. After all, her daughters were suffering because of her, something she never ever wanted. Elaine stayed there for around 2 weeks, and during this time, both of her daughters were taken care of by their grandparents. The nurse who admitted Elaine in the psychiatric ward claimed that she was in an awful state, and Elaine herself confessed to the nurse that she might harm herself. Upon coming back from the hospital, Elaine was united with her daughters, and she got herself a new apartment in the Coulter Glen Apartments complex in Northern Barrie, Ontario. Meanwhile, Leo had also started attending anger management and addiction counseling. He gradually started to show improvement in his behavior. The executive director of the treatment stated that Leo had been doing far better since he joined the sessions. He said Leo was totally abstaining from alcohol. Even the supervisor of Leo and his daughter's meetings suggested that there was a significant change in his behavior. In the last meeting, Leo had started crying after seeing his daughters, and Serene and Sophia also looked happy seeing their father. However, Elaine was not very happy with this and didn't like the meetings of her children with their father. She always believed he was up to no good. She never let her daughters talk about how they spent their day with their father during their supervision meets. During all this, Elaine's mental health was getting worse. She wasn't in the state to care for her daughters anymore. During the early summer of 2006, Elaine dropped her girls with their grandparents for the second time and went for psychiatric care. In July 2006, Elaine reunited with her girls after doctors discharged her by stating that she was mentally sound. Around the same time, Leo also received a letter from the authorities stating that he no longer needed supervision to meet his children. This letter came as a joy to Leo, but dread to Elaine. After this incident, Elaine's mother, Faye, came to stay with her, but Elaine had started doubting Faye for conspiring against her and helping Leo. Despite all the odds in her life, Elaine seemed to be doing much better. Neighbors reported positive changes in her behavior, and she was often seen taking her children to the playground. She used to sit on a bench and watch her children laugh and play. One of her neighbors even wrote to the Children's Aid, applauding them for how well Elaine had been doing after returning from the psychiatric care. However, the following week before the custody hearing, neighbors noticed Elaine giving things away like kitchenware and baby clothes. She wanted to start a new life. As Elaine chatted with the neighbors, she expressed how fearful she was about the custody hearing and how Leo might take full custody of her daughters. That's when Elaine decided to end her life, but instead found her daughters dead. When the police finally arrived and searched through her apartment, they found something that would change the course of this case. There was a video camera in which Elaine had recorded everything. In the video footage, police found videos that Elaine had captured before and after those two little souls were found dead. What the investigators were about to find next would blow their minds. Police discovered the last possible clip of Serene in which she would still be seen agreeing that her mother loved her very much. Little did she know that it would be her mother who was going to kill her and her sister afterwards. In other recorded videos, Elaine addressed her husband, cursing him throughout and telling him how he and his family tortured her.
Protective and safe from you. You can't hurt us, you can't torture us, you can't bother me anymore. You can't sit there and control me. You have me locked into a county where I have no friends, no family. You got it so I couldn't even go see my own parents. Where I need to be with my family, the people who truly love me and have always been there for me. Take my children, be in a nurturing place. With the photographs, Leo, my kids were happy. They were happy with me. I was a great mom. I did everything with these kids. I took them to playgrounds. I took them everywhere. I did tons of crafts with them. Sang songs with them all the time. Did everything. Everything that CS told me to do. And I begged and begged and begged everyone to help me get out of this province away from you because you and your family are psychotic. And all you guys did was torture me.
Elaine had pleaded with her husband to tell the truth, but he didn't agree, and everything was gone now.
Leo, there, are you happy? Everything's gone. Gone. You wouldn't give peace. You wouldn't tell the truth. I begged. You even had Stacy not believing me, telling her I had to sign papers when I didn't. I went to pick the witness to get the truth. Trying, begging everyone the truth. How you beat me 3 years behind closed doors, beat me when I was pregnant with Serena and Sophia. You didn't care about our babies, you didn't care about me, you cared about yourself. All you did was hurt us. And you gave Serena an idea that you could actually have my children. God believes me, and God's taking care of us now. You're protected by God, thank God. Thank Him. Because there's no way I could happen with you. You're a hideous monster. The things you used to do to me. I still have horrific nightmares all the time because of you. You're an evil, horrible man.
In this video, Elaine could be seen addressing her daughters in the past, through which the detectives could deduce that she'd already killed her kids when she recorded this video. Their calculations were true, as Elaine had killed her two daughters and tried to take her own life as well. After murdering them, Elaine went on to try overdosing on pills given to her for her mental health issues and again recorded herself in that situation.
My children, we have finally had freedom from them. That my little girl isn't coming to me crying anymore, confused out of her mind of what her daddy said and mommy said. The girl loved me. She loved me so much. I betrayed her. I tried to protect her as much as possible. You could not let me on. Why could you not let us go? And the government protected you. They didn't protect us. I don't even know what to say. I just wish you had left us completely.
It's not clear what Elaine was trying to say in this clip, but one thing was clear was that she was again addressing her husband. A stable and loving mother could never do this to her own daughters. Maybe that was not the case here. Elaine's mother, Faye, said that her daughter was overwhelmed during both of her pregnancies, and even after Serene and Sophia were born, she was detached from them. When Elaine had come to live with her parents after her second daughter, Sophia, was born, she continuously stayed in touch with people from Ontario, specifically from Leo's office, and she hardly paid any attention to her newborn. Faye explained how Elaine always tried to praise Leo even before the girls were born, and she was also afraid of him. With all this information, investigators were led to their possible paranoid murderer, and they instantaneously arrested Elaine Campione and took her for interrogation.
I wouldn't kill my babies. My babies are my life.
I understand that.
It's one thing I don't want to live, but I want to live. These are my babies.
As they started questioning Elaine, she remained very calm and claimed she didn't kill her daughters. She didn't even remember making a call to police officers.
I don't understand and I don't. And the next thing I know is I got people at my house. A guy with a blue outfit with orange on it in my bedroom as a police officer telling me something about charges. I'm asking where my daughters are, and they're just looking at me telling me they need to put handcuffs on me, I need to get on a stretcher, and I'm still asking them where my daughters are, and that's all.
His thing was that she said she did not have any idea where her daughters were, as if she hadn't just killed them.
Where do you think your children are now?
I assume my husband has.
We understand you've been charged with murder. You understand that both the children, Sophia and Serena, are both deceased.
Elaine's reaction here seemed more remorseful than being shocked, which was quite unusual for her situation. She already had said that she assumed her husband had her daughters. If it was true, then she must have been shocked upon knowing about the death of her daughters, rather than crying like she already knew what had happened.
At any point during that, did you push her under the water? Sure, Elaine?
I'm sure.
Upon being asked if she pushed her daughters under the water, she straight away denied it. As the interrogation went on, Elaine started to unfold some dark secrets of that night. She admitted that she noticed some out-of-the-ordinary things about her daughters that night.
I came to bed around 9, 10 o'clock at night. Went to curl up with Sophia. I was going to bring in a bottle for her because it's usually her feeding time and she was cold. And the fan, I would leave the fan running. So I pulled up the covers on both of them. And I cuddle up both of them, and usually they turn and cuddle in with me. They weren't cuddling in with me. And Sophia had weird colored lips. And that's when I thought there was something wrong. I looked at Sophia, Serena, and she was looking weird too.
Elaine did not seem to remember much about the grisly incident, but she did remember how her daughters were behaving.
She was laying there and I was trying. She wouldn't take her bowl.
She would take her bowl
No, usually she takes her bowl and drinks it. She was just laying there. She was tired from the day. She hadn't had a nap.
Was she asleep at that point? At that point, did you call or did you call later?
I called then. This part is all blurry. I don't know. All I remember is trying to figure out why they were calling. I was shaking them and asking them to wake up, and usually they'll wake up for me. I called Sophia. She wanted her bobo, and she wasn't moving for me.
She then noticed the weird lip color of her daughter's lips and how they had odd colors on their bodies.
Upper of her lip was all this weird color. And I opened the blanket, and her feet were like a pinkish, odd. It wasn't her normal foot color. And then I checked Serena. Serena's feet looked normal, but up on her leg here was a purple color.
At this point, Elaine was trying to prove that she actually did not know what happened that night. But wait until you hear what she said next.
Was cleaning up everything. Came back, their bedding wasn't off. I pulled the bedding back up. Went back outside, was doing stuff, and I was getting tired I had took a bunch of pills. I was getting really tired.
She might not remember what happened that night because she was in possession of pills, and she even admitted it. She clearly shows signs of severe mental illness throughout, as if she couldn't even remember what happened to her daughters and when she called the police. Throughout the interrogation, Elaine couldn't comprehend clearly about what happened on that grisly night, which was a clear indication of mental issues, but wait before you sympathize with her. When she was asked about the murder, her reply came as a shock even to the investigators.
Only one person can tell us what happened last night. How did they die?
I'm not allowed to speak without an attorney present. That's what I have to say. I cannot speak without an attorney present.
Did you kill both of them?
I cannot speak without.
It was quite noticeable that rather than providing details about the murder of her daughters, she straightaway asked for an attorney, which seemed to be quite odd. After her interrogation was completed and the autopsy report of both the girls came in, it was revealed that they died by being immersed in a bathtub, causing them to drown. They had bruises on their foreheads that coincided with the mat at the bottom of the tub, and water was also found in their lungs. With all the evidence collected, it was crystal clear to the investigators that this indeed was done by their own mother. Elaine's trial began in September 2010, and she was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. However, she pleaded not guilty in the Crown's court by claiming that she wasn't criminally responsible. The defense argued that she was having mental health issues and cited her troubled past. However, the defense never denied that she killed the children. Leo's defender insisted that she killed her children purposefully to prevent her husband from gaining custody. The prosecutors made 2 psychologists testify against this claim, and they cited that despite having mental health issues, she was able to determine the difference between what was right and wrong. The jury found that Elaine was aware that what she was doing was morally and legally wrong, even though she was facing mental illnesses. On November 17, 2010, Elaine was convicted for all the charges and sentenced to life without chance of parole for 25 years. Elaine killed her daughters as a form of revenge against her husband and thought that she was actually saving the girls by not letting them go to their father. She appealed her 2010 conviction by allegedly arguing that the jury had not been able to properly determine if she was criminally responsible. However, this appeal was dismissed in 2015, but in September 2019, the Parole Board of Canada allowed escorted leave from custody to Elaine for community service and personal development for rehabilitative purposes. This case highlighted the different phases of mental health issues and how, when triggered, it could even cost the life of someone. As a society, we should all openly talk about this topic so that the people in need of assistance can get help easily. In this case, both Elaine and Leo were at fault. Leo triggered her brain to face mental issues, and she went on the verge of taking revenge against her husband without realizing what cost she was going to pay. He still blames child welfare authorities that only if he could have been allowed to live with his daughters, he could have saved them. However, nothing in this world can justify the killing of those 2 beautiful souls who didn't even get to make decisions for themselves, as their fate was already chosen by their mother. What do you think about this case? Who was actually at fault? Was it Leo, who tested his wife's sanity at every possible moment? Or was it Elaine, who didn't think twice before committing such a crime to get revenge against her husband? Let us know about your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you're someone who's facing mental health issues, don't hesitate to seek help. And if you notice someone facing mental health issues, please reach out to them. A kind gesture goes a long way. Our thoughts go out to the victims of this case, little Serene and Sophia. Both girls would forever be remembered for their cheerful and happy faces. May their souls rest